Hello, Star Wars! Going to be collecting some more background footage for other conversation videos. It's been going great so far. It's been wonderful to use this footage. Going to try to find another. Just a moment. I'm going to try to find another space battle. See if I can't get some good generic video content there. Let's see. It is really shocking that the last couple times that I've recorded has been I found an Easter egg the first time, and after 70 hours of playing the game, I first action ran into a capital ship for home one. That was a fantastic, and if this is going up, that should be Let's Play Positive Plays episode 2. That was pretty fantastic. Episode 1 being the time that Jar Jar smashed an Easter egg. That was fantastic. Let's see. I know that if this goes up, you might have already heard it, but as I reflect more on it, it is really remarkable how much of this game is, this arcade style fighter jet starfighter game. And the more I could reflect on it after recording, it's part of a long legacy of Star Wars games that have really delved into the starfighter action side of things. Probably most of all to a modern audience is Star Wars Squadrons, and I know I really want to get that game. I really want to play it, especially after playing, as I've mentioned, so much Ace Combat. It's just been fantastic to. I've considered just watching all the cutscenes for it. But I'm likely going to get that game. It's really, it looks fantastic. The graphics are amazing, and again, it's part of a long lineage. I mean, it goes back to some of the original X-wing games. I mean, when we're talking about full motion video and early PC gaming, Starfighter game. I think that was a lot of on the cover of that one is the Naboo yellow and silver starfighter. I mean, really iconic early '90s prequel era stuff. Yeah, it's fantastic. The Starfighter arcade action aspect of these Star Wars games is really, it's good that it's brought forth of all games into a Lego Star Wars game, and the so much of the action going back, of course, to New Hope and and really especially New Hope. I mean, it is a large aspect of the prequels, but the final act, the trench run of New Hope in the Death Star, is the clearest example of the starfighter action in the original movie saga. There is, of course, the space battle over the skies of Naboo. That is a wonderful piece of sci-fi action, but it's not a huge part of the movie series. But along those same lines, in Star Wars Squadrons, what I've seen, it's a really unique part as far as the campaign main story missions. From what I've seen, again, not having the game yet, seems to fill in a really unique part of the Star Wars timeline as far as the early New Republic period. Another one that I am very interested in playing, of course, because of the gameplay, but specifically with the main quests, main storyline missions of the game, is the Star Wars Battlefront, the modern Star Wars Battlefront, with what I've seen that it depicts of the era of Star Wars with Operation Cinder, the very late, that sort of Battle of Jakku, fall of the Empire, post Endor period is fascinating. These parts of the Star Wars timeline that are rarely, if ever, depicted on mainline movies, or at this point, some of these periods have been explored in the shows. Speaking of shows, I believe next Tuesday, not this upcoming Tuesday, but the one after, a Skeleton Crew is going to be released. And I think that's going to be, I'm really interested, and I'm super excited for that Goonies, Amblin, E.T. style feeling. I think it's, even if they only reach a hair's breadth of that feeling or that emotional connection, I think it's going to be a wonderful time and really interesting. It's been, I honestly wondered if it was going to be very difficult to film these backdrop gameplay videos. And for as long as I've been listening to Let's Play video game chatter, over 10 years of my life at this point when it really first started, it's difficult to fill the dead air, honestly. This is the first time I've ever done long-term gamer chatter if you haven't picked up from the incessant ums and nonverbals to fill the space while I think at the same time as making gameplay footage that is not just me standing still while I think of something at all clever to say. I know I've mentioned this previously over the Jar Jar video, I believe episode 1, but something I've yet to really explore or see is the types of interactions that you get in Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga here that I would get in the overworld, right, where it's exploring the galaxy. And we already saw when I was just in the overworld exploring the Naboo Lake right outside Gunga City, that I was running into B1 battle droids, which are from a very specific point in the Star Wars timeline. And here, fighting Galactic Empire, not the First Order. Wondering if maybe over the skies of Geonosis that I would run into Vulture battle droids and actions from the more space engagement from the prequel era. Because right now I'm over Yavin 4, which is where I ran into Home 1 that last time, most previous time of recording. Let's see if I can't quickly hop over to Geonosis and see if there's anything going on in Geonosis space. I think it'd be fascinating. Of course, it makes sense. Over the skies of Yavin, you fight the Empire. On the shores of Lake Paunga on Naboo, you run into B1 battle droids. This, of course, makes sense. It doesn't look like there's going to be a space battle here. Oh, perhaps I'm wrong. There is going to be a space battle here. Let's see what kind of... Oh, yes, fantastic. Exactly what I thought it was going to be. This is perfect. This answers all the questions, and God, this is fantastic. Fighting with Arc fighters and Jedi starfighters against separatist battle droids. This is perfect. Wow. This is just delightful. That is an interesting development to think that over the skies of a era specific planet there would be starfight action, space battle action in and against the enemies of a very specific Star Wars time period. Which is odd because, I mean, Tatooine, oh no. Tatooine alone. Oh my god, this is another. I was not prepared. I'm not prepared going in completely blind. Wow. I'm dumbstruck, to be honest, that we might get another capital ship takeover on camera. I mean, I understand this. This might just be how it goes. And as a novice in these games, wow. As a novice in these games, that I'm just at the point in the game where I've cleared all of the mainline, main quest, main episodes, and now really some of the most time that I'm spending in the overworld has been to film these videos. But this is fantastic. I mean, I really have not. I've spent so much time just popping around to different areas of the Star Wars galaxy, and I mean, to get home one on camera, and if I can manage to get this in a reasonable amount of time, to claim Invisible Hand. The real question is who I should embody. Oh, I know exactly who I should have my character be when I conquer Invisible Hand. Um, Another character I paid good money for. Let's see this. Come on. That's not great. Come on. I'd also love to stop relying again on saying or as a interspeech kind of thing. God, this is fantastic. I love the macro scale Lego that we've got going, where if these bricks are absolutely huge, and yet you're still getting some mixed scale brick going on with the Invisible Hand here. Something I also noticed on the Home 1 when we conquered that. This is fantastic. This is really so cool. Again, they might have known internally what they were going to eventually produce with the desktop capital ships series that Lego has done that I think I mentioned. I mean, because you could buy this at the store right now. This desktop must be 12, 14-inch version of the Invisible Hand. Okay, ship defenses are close to down. Does this mean I have to fight off the other fighters? So the emphasis on these capital ships, and specifically the large macro design that they have, might be Lego might have been inspired and wanted to share the designs they had prepared. It's got to be these. It's got to be these fighters. Let me pick up a few fighters and see if this goes down. Yep. So I just have to kill a few more fighters, and then I'll be able to charge and barge it, as they say. This is fantastic. Yeah. So this large mixed brick scale. Not to waste any time here, but really fantastic. It's quite funny to be so oriented upside down when in a starfight. Where are these guys? Am I just really missing it? Wow, I feel like I can't catch a break. Where are these starfighters? Oh, more ship defenses. Gee. Well, don't boys my face, Fred, for missing those. I would love to get this Invisible Hand set as part of my collection. Yep, available for takeover. Let's go. I might already be playing as this character, but I will certainly switch to it because I feel it's quite timeline appropriate for one Ahsoka Tano to conquer the Invisible Hand. Wow. We've got a Grievous. Looks just like Bo-Katan's lounging. We've got a Grievous droid. Looks like he's going to be the one piloting the ship. So this season 2 of The Mandalorian character pack was one that I purchased the downloadable content for the Skywalker Saga. Oh, perfect. Let's get these. Yep, that feels appropriate. While this would be quite a flashback for Ahsoka might be Gray Ahsoka. I know that they've been doing a lot of very fun Gandalf the Gray, Gandalf the White, Ahsoka the Gray theming with not only her costume but just that the part of her character. As far as the Ahsoka show, going from early Ahsoka to really the season finale. Not only in her costuming, but in her And this is something I hope to focus on. Oh yeah, something I hope to focus on more is the kind of progression of the character of the Ahsoka TV show. Her character progression going from very stoic and closed off and classic cross-armed Ahsoka to again welcoming and approachable and ready again to train Sabine after reckoning with the trauma of being Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader's only trainee, his only Padawan, and the trauma that she felt when she, I'm sure, was dealing with the same kind of emotions when she was trained when Ahsoka was training Sabine. So that's sort of Gandalf the Gray, Gandalf the White, and Ahsoka the Gray, Ahsoka the White. I think at this point, the time of Mandalorian season 2, I don't think they had set that. Um, Although it certainly at least feels like it might be 20 years since she would be storming the Invisible Hand and fighting off Grievous. That should make for a good thumbnail. Let's see if we can. Let's see if we can move to the bridge. Again, this might just be me. Oh, I did not expect. Well, that is perfect. OOM-14, the captain of the. This must be a junker at this point. The Invisible Hand. I'm not sure. In a sort of headcanon timeline where the Invisible Hand, much like Home One, would be captured and taken on a joyride marauder spree. What I was saying before, it does feel like, and this could just be me, that again, it feels like a justification that the purchased DLC characters, when I'm running through a level playing as Ahsoka, it feels like a little bit overpowered. I mean, the kind of combos that you're able to pull off. But this is don't go out and purchase a largely cosmetic pack just because some guy on the internet said that it'd be useful or at all. And it was a long debate in gaming culture is whether or not cosmetic skins actually do anything for you as far as gameplay or being overpowered. God, where are these data? Oh, it's showing me right there on the floor. So it's funny having so much crowded around the screen as far as collectible vision when you can sort of see little markers of blue out in the distance for a kyber brick or a mini kit. But I can't seem to pick up a dang data pad. These would just be normal access cards, wouldn't they? Data pads are. Oh, and there we go. Again, there's a delightful amount of lore with the colors of each B1 battle droid. And I believe our friend here, Cowering, is marked with orange as the pilot. But let's see. Oh, behind here we have a Palpatine's little chair with a perfect purple dismount, purple wrist clampers. Gosh, that is hilarious. Gonna have a competitor for perfect thumbnail over here. But let's just claim the ship. Whilst being hijacked, ask you to remain calm and keep crying to a minimum. Seize the Invisible Hand, and we're going to buy it for 2 million studs right away. What a fantastic. Oh, delightful. This is so fantastic. I mean, this is. Oh, and the throne stays. Welcome to my ship. I mean your ship. OOM-14. You know, this feels timeline appropriate. And all of the adventures between season 7 finale of Star Wars Clone Wars and the beginning of Mandalorian season 2. I guess there's a lot of Rebels in between there. Regardless, all the activities off screen of Ahsoka. I wouldn't be surprised if we had a reclaiming, a rebuilding of the Invisible Hand. That would be a fun jaunt. I think this is a great place to pause. We've got a lot of good background video, and if you're following along, so some good chatter. Again, can't believe that we really found a second capital ship. One of these days, it'll just be a boring, simple playthrough. Maybe I'll continue with going through one of the less liked sequel series, sequel trilogy, boss battles, and try to collect all the mini kits on camera. But this is where I'll leave it. I am ForcePositive. I will share positive perspectives on Star Wars. May the Force be with you.